What's happening, y'all? It's me coming back at you again with another vid. Now, we all know that the Julius Indongo and Terence Crawford unification bout is scheduled for August 19th on ESPN on free television, basically. Uh, on the undercard, I think Nicholas Walters is returning to fight on that undercard, and Dillian White making his U.S. debut. So it should be a very interesting card. And I believe Brian Jennings is on that card as well. So definitely interesting card. Very good card, I should say. That's put up by Top Rank, along with Eddie Hearn's Matchroom Sports. So definitely a good show. Looking forward to it. Definitely be a historic night when we have two unified champions going at it for the undisputed, all the marbles, all the belts on the line. So you have the WBA, IBF champion Julius Indongo going up against the lineal WBC and WBO champion and Terence Crawford, obviously. And just to add a little spicy to it, Terence also holds a Ring Magazine belt, and Julius also holds the IBO belt, the minor belt. So definitely a good fight. It's going to be a historic fight, because we haven't had an undisputed matchup in over a decade. Looking forward to it, but I have to respond to a commenter, okay? Because I didn't get a chance to respond to him in the comment section. He pretty much directed this towards me. Well, he did direct it towards me. He said that I don't know why everybody's clamoring for this fight. I don't understand what's the significance of it. All right, we all know that Terence Crawford is going to win that fight. Boo hoo hoo! It's not going to be a good fight. Blah blah blah. Well, first of all, let me tell you something. We all believe it's going to be a good fight. But if Terence Crawford makes easy work of Julius Indongo, then so be it, because he always does that against good opponents like Victor Postol and Darry Jean and Hank Lundy and who else? Felix Diaz, which we all thought was going to give him a very tough fight, but Terence Crawford made easy work of all those guys. So the bottom line is this. Don't get mad at me or anybody else who's upset, who's very ecstatic, who's very excited about the fact that we have an undisputed championship fight after 11 years, okay? You need to be more upset the fact that your guy, Gennady Golovkin, who had a chance to chase greatness to get an undisputed championship out with Billy Joe Saunders, he opted out of it to go the money route against Canelo Alvarez, okay? So you need to be more upset at him, though, and then being upset with me and everybody else who's very excited about Terence Crawford and Julius Indongo fighting each other to show who's great. Okay. Furthermore, you need to also be upset at Sergey Kovalev. He had a chance to chase greatness to be undisputed. Okay. But given the fact that he backed out of two first bids to fight Adonis Stevenson to unify those titles, you need to be upset at him and his promoter Kathy Duvin, not at us. So don't sit there and try to undermine this fight, man. Don't do that. Do that out of spite. So, end the story, man. So don't, go ahead and direct your anger towards those two fighters, okay? My goodness, man. So, anyways, and I gotta give a shout out to Blood Boxing and K Black Boxing, because they've been very consistent on promoting this fight on social media. I know Blood particularly trying to rally the continent of Africa to support Julius, and which is a good idea, because I also got the Namibians also commenting on my videos about Julius Indongo as well. So I appreciate their feedback and support as well. So you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and follow Blood's lead on this. All you Namibians commenters who are commenting, Namibia fans who are commenting on my videos, I appreciate that. But you guys need to go ahead and start sharing all the videos on Julius Indongo, start promoting the fight. So Blood's going to do whatever he can, and I'm going to have to do my part as well. So with K Black and Dream Chasing Boxing, Santi Walden, shout out to the brothers, 78 Sports TV. They're going to do their part as well. So so we definitely got to push this fight, man. We really got to push to promote this thing, because I think, and I know most of you guys will agree, real boxing fans will agree, that this is probably the most significant fight, the most important fight for 217 thus far. Yes, we got Canelo and Golovkin coming up, but I'm talking about the significance and the historic component that's surrounding this fight, okay? Now, anybody out there who's trying to undermine Julius Indongo is a goddamn fool. I'm sorry, okay? Because when have you seen a fighter who did what Julius Indongo did in 6 months, all right? Come out of nowhere to win 2 titles back-to-back in hostile territory. Did it with ease. Name one fighter who was able to do that in such a long period of time. or in the last decade, I should say. All right. So don't you know? All right, so I mean, look, you're not gonna undermine Julius Indongo. All right, he's a very good fighter. He's a damn good fighter. He's very, very athletic. He could punch. He's got boxing ability. He's got athleticism. He's very awkward. He's very rangy. He's very good defensively. So I don't understand why everybody's trying to undermine this kid. All right, so he definitely has a good chance of winning this fight. Although I believe Terence Crawford is going to win this fight, no question about it. But I think Crawford's going to have a tough time. But then again, Terence is very good at of adjusting, during the middle of the fight. So we'll see how that goes, and we'll see how well Julius will adjust to Terence Crawford making this adjustment. So it'll be a very intriguing fight, and it's a very, very good. It's going to be a damn good fight. So the winner of this fight is definitely going to be pound for pound number one, in my opinion. Okay, I know others will beg different because they feel Andre Ward should still deserve that based off his resume and pedigree, which is, it's a valid argument. But at the same time, you got to look at the fact that Andre Ward has never been an undisputed champion, okay? He has that chance to do that if he fights Adonis Stevenson. That's the one thing I'm going to get to later in this video about, because Andre Ward, as much as I admire Andre Ward, I respect him. He's one of my favorite fighters out there. He's probably the favorite fighter of mine out there today. But I got to hold him accountable just like any other fighter. But I'll get to that later in this video, all right? But, the one thing I'm upset about is that there's people out there who still clamoring the idea that Adrien Broner and Mikey Garcia is the most significant fight at 140, which is bullshit. All right? Which is bullshit. I'll challenge anyone right now. You need to explain to me, why is that fight more important than this one right here? I'm not saying it's not going to be a good fight. It's going to be a good fight, no question about it. But why is it more significant than this particular fight with Terence Crawford Julius Indongo? I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. Can somebody tell me what titles are on the line in that fight between Mikey Garcia and Adrien Broner? Can somebody tell me what titles are on the line? Oh, rhetorical question. There aren't any titles on the line. It's just nothing but it's nothing but a money grab, if you ask me. In that particular fight, it's also a fight for popularity. That's all it is. And I can tell you one thing: if Adrien Broner loses that fight, he's gonna become a gatekeeper. Realistic, all right? Real talk, I should say. So all I know is that if you're a true boxing fan, then you need to really support this Julius Indongo Terence Crawford fight, because, again, this is the most significant fight, not only at 140, but all over boxing. The reason why I say that is because what Terence Crawford and Julius Indongo did, they have set an example of what a great fighter should be and should become, all right? Yeah, everybody wants to get paid. That's cool. Everybody wants to get paid. But the fact is, there's also has to be the championship greatness and pedigree that should be installed in every fighter that gets to this profession. Julius Indongo is an excellent example. So is Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford could have said, you know what? Fuck Indongo. I mean, I know he wants to unify with me, but I'd rather go after the big money fights. I'm going to go up to 147 and get those big fights up there. Terence could have done it, but he said, nah, fuck that. Okay, if this guy wants to challenge me, then I want to take him up on his offer. I want to be great too. I'm going to collect all the belts. That's what great fighters does. Julius Indongo coming to America, to Terence Crawford's backyard in hostile territory once again, trying to chase greatness, man. You gotta applaud these dudes for doing what they're doing. And all those weight divisions, man, they got to be ashamed of themselves the way they're acting right now, trying to use the business mindset of preventing big fights from happening. All right. I mean, you got guys are using this money argument. Oh, he's got to have some draw power for me to even consider the fight. What type of risk does he bring? What type of revenue does he bring on the table? All this bullshit excuses to prevent big fights from happening, man. I'm glad this fight right here is a cornerstone to where a fighter who has the mentality of being great, saying that I want to fight the best. Fuck the money. It's great that I'm going to get paid, but I want to test myself for being great. I want to fight the best. And this is exactly what these guys are doing right here. These two. Again, all these other weight classes, they need to take note of what 140 is doing. And shout out to Mr. Boxer today, because he brought up an excellent point. If these fighters really wanted to fight each other, they would fight each other. They could if they do it. They could if they want to, but they letting all these other bullshit excuses get in the way. All right. Now, back to Andre Ward and Adonis Stevenson. Yes, Andre Ward. I have to get on Andre because he's pretty much showed that he's not really interested in taking the Adonis Stevenson fight. But let me say this, Andre. If you want to be considered a great fighter, you are a great fighter, no question about it. But if you really want to chase that milestone, you need to unify with Adonis Stevenson, all right? And same thing with Adonis Stevenson. He needs to do the same fucking thing, all right? Don't be coming in here and use all these failed negotiations as a capping stone to where everybody believes that you should be considered the king of the division. No, I'm not giving you credit for something that you haven't partaken in, bro. All right? So if you want those big money fights, you need to make some concessions. You got to concede. If you have to go to another guy's backyard like Andre Ward, go to his backyard. Take his titles. And Andre could do the same thing too. Go to Canada and fight Adonis Stevenson. But, you know, whatever you guys need to do, compromise, man. Make the fight happen for the fans, man. For true boxing fans. You guys need to follow suit what 140 is doing, what Terence Crawford Julius Indongo doing, all right? As Blood said, these guys right here are warriors. True fighters. And, you know, it's a shame that Mikey Garcia and Adrien Broner fight. I have to mention this once again. Why is that fight getting more publicity than fucking Terence Crawford Julius Indongo, which I believe they deserve more publicity than those two guys? All right? No disrespect to Mikey Garcia. I just think that, you know what? I just think that, honestly, again, it's just that when him fight Adrien Broner, I don't know. I mean, what's he going to get out of that? A popularity contest is going to increase his popular appeal. Perhaps that's what it's for. But other than that, he doesn't really gain much from that fight. And same through Adrien Broner, he doesn't gain much, but increased popularity if he does win. So other than that, that's all I got to say, man. For true boxing fans, support Julius Indongo and Terence Crawford fight, man. We need to get this promoted more. And I'm mad at ESPN for not even putting enough effort to promote this fight, as Blood says. So I'm going to definitely do my part. And I encourage all my YouTube uploaders, the brothers in the LDBC, and whoever, support this fight and promote it. I'm out.